At the end of the year last year, the FCC, the Federal Communications Commissions, the government people, dropped a new rule that will be taking effect January 1st of 2025, and it will impact all industries that have to do with sales, lead generation, marketing, and everything else in between. And you better believe that impacts you as an agent. In this video, I want to kind of take some time and kind of break down my understanding of the rule and what I feel like it means for agents and what you need to know. So let's just jump in. So the FCC rule, essentially, it comes out. This thing is a document that's over 80 pages long. It's quite a bit of girth to it, and there's a lot of things that are being placed into it. But the biggest thing I think that's going to impact agents that everybody is really discussing and focusing on right now, the implementation of the requirement for what is known as one-to-one consent. Let me explain what this means. So right now in the lead generation game, specifically, really in general, right? Not just for insurance or for Medicare or anything like that, but the lead generation game has very heavily been reliant on opt-ins and shared data. Let me explain what this means. So previously, it has been legal that if, let's say, a consumer goes on to a landing page, right, and they fill out an opt-in. An opt-in is they fill out a page with their information and they hit submit. They're opting in to agree to be contacted about the thing that they opted in to be contacted about, right? That's why they call them opt-ins. They're opting in. They are essentially giving the green light to reach out to me and tell me what you got. And previously, it has been, and really this year still is, legal for an opt-in to be shared and sold countless times over to multiple different organizations, multiple different people, and multiple people might reach out to this opt-in, right? And essentially there was an aged component to it as well, to where organizations might purchase and obtain aged lead data or aged opt-ins and essentially repurpose them for different types of marketing, whether it be telemarketing, whether it be, retargeting of some kind. And so this is kind of how the lead generation game has worked, right? It's been heavily based on being able to, take an opt-in and be able to share it multiple times over, used age data, that kind of thing. And the other reason why this is relevant is right now, let's say you're an agent and you go to a lead company and you hire the lead company and you say, lead company, you're selling leads for $40 a pop, let's say. I want to buy 10, so 10 leads at $40 a pop for $400, and you go out and generate the lead, you do what you do, and then you provide me these leads and then I'll work them, right? And the lead company, the methods that they could go about in terms of generating said lead is they could use any type of branding that they want, like really your name as the consumer, the person buying the lead, right? The customer of the leads didn't have to be anywhere. They didn't have to be aware that you were going to be involved. They could do what they do to generate the lead and then pass it off to you, but you're not really involved. And they could go about this by generating leads the exact same way for all of their customers with maybe the same landing page, same images, same wording, same ad copy, etc. With this one-to-one consent rule, what this essentially is putting into place is now, if somebody is going to opt in to be contacted, they have to essentially agree that the person that's on the opt-in is the person that's going to be reaching out to them. So let me paint a picture for you, right? Let's say you come to me and you say, Christian, I want to buy some Facebook leads from you. I want you to run some Facebook ads, and for me, I'll pay X amount of dollars for the leads. Now, we don't do that, by the way, so don't come asking if we can sell you Facebook leads. You own Lead Heroes now, so essentially Lead Heroes is part of our company with this merger, so we can provide you leads through Lead Heroes, but that's a topic for another day. And so essentially, let's use that scenario. Let's say you come to me, and let's say you want me to generate you some Facebook leads. Well, the way that this would have to work with this new rule, with this one-to-one consent rule, is let's say your name is Little Billy. Right? So you're Little Billy, you come to me to get leads. I have to put on the landing page that you, Little Billy, will be the one reaching out to them. Now, let's say I'm a lead generation. I'm a lead guy for Facebook ads, let's hypothetically say, right? And there's 9 other people that are coming to me. Well, that means I would have to build out a specific ad for each person that has their name listed on the consent. And so what this is going to do is it's going to radically change the way that leads are going to be generated. Now, in kind of a broad spectrum, in a 10,000-foot view, it actually might necessarily be a good thing for agents, for consumers, because it might end up becoming a higher quality of lead that ends up getting generated as a result. Of course, I think it prevents the consumer from getting blasted every time they fill out a form by like 100 people, right? But previously it could be sold over and over and over again. It is going to make it much more difficult for lead companies, marketers, and agents in general to really generate lead flow. I am of the opinion that a lot of these bad actors out there and a lot of these lazy fly-by-night marketers and lazy fly-by-night lead generation specialists will kind of just fall off because it presents far more complications in terms of actually generating a compliant lead. Now, the other thing to know about this is, again, as I mentioned, this does not kick in until January 1st of 2025. And there is a lot of talk about things going on behind the scenes, lawsuits involved, all different types of people. Because remember, this doesn't just affect insurance. This affects anybody who's in a sales game. This affects people that are selling solar, real estate, insurance, any of the above. This video is sponsored by none other than Hire Heroes, you guys. Hire Heroes should be at the top of your list when considering your virtual assistant needs. Let's face it, today, hiring employees and hiring staff for your business is harder than ever and more expensive than it's ever been before. And when you're a new up-and-coming business in particular, or even if you're an established business, sometimes the squeeze of the financials of hiring somebody stateside can be incredibly challenging. What Hire Heroes brings to you is an ability to tap into their best of the best team members that you can plug into your business for very affordable prices. One thing about finding and hiring VAs completely on your own is it can get a little sketchy because you don't always know who you're getting and who's working for you. The great thing also about Hire Heroes is they've gone through and done the work for you of vetting the people that you're going to be working with, and the people that you are assigned are only the best of the best and the shining examples of excellence within the company. So you know you're getting top tier talent and you don't have to go through any of the time or headache of vetting people and trying out multiple people to get there. There's a link down in the description so you guys can learn more about Hire Heroes and getting help for your business today. So there's a lot of pushing behind the scenes to really get this thing either changed or reversed. And so a lot can happen before this thing really kicks in. So we'll have to wait and see. But essentially what this is going to mean is this one-to-one consent is going to make it to where it's going to make it much more difficult to generate leads, and there's going to be a much more different type of requirement to compliantly be able to generate a lead and collect somebody's opt-in. They have to agree basically to talk to you. If you're the one, if you're little Billy and you're going to be the one that calls this person, you are the one that has to be calling them if your name shows up on the opt-in, the landing page, whatever it is, right? And what you'll find is if you don't follow these new rules, right? If people just continue to truck forward with these new rules, what we're going to really see is people are going to start getting sued, and there's going to be a lot of professional lawsuit chasers out there that are looking for violators, and they're going to take advantage and really kind of sue and use it as an opportunity to really bust people that are not adapting quick enough, right, once this takes effect. Now, what does this mean for you as an agent? Well, it's going to dramatically change how and who you can buy leads from. It just is. So a lot of the vendors that you might know, maybe you do business with now, they're either going to change their model dramatically, which will probably result in their cost per lead going up and the way they generate leads and what it looks like changing dramatically. And if it's not that, you might see a lot of people that, as I mentioned, that do lead generation, but they're just a little sketchy about it. They're just completely out of the mix. So I think for the pool of people that you can buy leads from and marketing service from now, it's going to shrink that. There's going to be less options available. This is going to kill the aged lead. So if any of you have ever worked aged leads, I've talked about them on the channel before. I think aged leads have been kind of a really great way for specifically a new agent who has a tight budget to cut their teeth. You can buy leads that are 30 days old, 60 days old, 90 days old, and you can call these leads for various products. It doesn't have to be about Medicare Advantage. It could be about Medicare Supplement. It could be about life insurance. It could be about dental, indemnity products, any of these kind of products, right? And a lot of times you can spend 50 cents a lead, $1 a lead, $2 a lead, and get 1,000 of these in bulk. And if you pay $2 for a lead and you convert, let's say, a life insurance policy and you get $1,000 or $1,500 in commission, that is an incredible ROI, right? And so I've been a big fan of age leads. Age leads are not going to be a thing anymore. And essentially sharing data like that is not going to be a thing anymore. So it's going to completely change, assuming that nothing changes from now until January 1st of 2025, the lead generation game. And agents that don't know how to generate their own leads, they either will have to make sure they're finding a vendor who has adapted that can kind of make sure that their needs are going to be met, or they're going to have to learn how to generate their own leads and do it compliantly, these new FCC rules. So anyway, guys, this is a big, big important thing. I've seen a couple people in the industry talk about it, but I haven't seen a ton of people talk about it. There is nobody better than my business partner, Glenn Shelton, in terms of the actual specifics of this. He's participated in a couple of different live streams where he's talked about this. So if you ever get a chance to hear him talk about it, listen closely, because he is the expert when it comes to these kind of rules and regulations. He's been an incredibly successful lead generator for many years now, for a decade in this industry. But tell me your thoughts, guys. What do you think about the FCC rule? Do you think it's good? Do you think it's bad? Is it disruptive? What do you guys feel? Comment your thoughts down below. I'd love to have a dialogue with you about it. If you found this video in particular helpful, insightful, educational, and what's going on, do me a favor, smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. It's going to help so many more agents just like you who need to hear this information find it easier. Subscribe. We put out weekly videos to help you grow your business. The only thing we ask for is a little bit of your time. And without further ado, guys, hope you found this video helpful. We'll see you next time. Here's to your success and your abundance. Thanks, guys.